This is the Mercedes-AMG G63, a vehicle that is known for its timeless design, brute force and character that is probably unmatched on the planet. Now it's in a facelifted avatar and it gets a bit of changes in terms of design, a lot more in the cabin and also in the powertrain. How is it to drive? Most importantly, is it still savage and beastly to drive, which means absolute fun or not? That's exactly what I'll tell you over the next few minutes. Okay, so now let's start off with the design first, and thankfully the design hasn't changed much because this is a vehicle that should stay as it is. It's got a timeless design that is unbeatable, but subtle tweaks have been made, and those are, when you look at the front, you'll see a revised bumper. Again, the intakes are slightly revised. Also the grille, you can now see the vertical slats. There's a dark chrome finish. Then the A-pillars have been rounded off a bit. There is a bit of a change at the roof. Those two, of course, have been done to improve aerodynamic efficiency. And then at the back, you can also get an optional carbon fiber wheel cover. But overall, the design just looks smashingly good. It looks like a brute force to reckon with. I mean, that's what the G63 has always been about, and it continues to look damn good. And those 22-inch gold finished alloy wheels just look insanely good. At the end of the day, it's a vehicle that will not win a beauty contest but will smash everything else on the road into submission. This design is all about dominance and creating a statement. So yeah, I mean, that's what the G63 is known for, and it continues to do. So that's a great thing. Step inside the cabin and then you see a bit more changes. Of course, the layout has been retained, so that old school charm is there. Even when you enter the cabin, that old school clunk of the metal, that metallic thud, all of it is there in the G-Wagen. None of it has gone with the facelift. It all stays. But once you step inside the cabin, you'll find that there are more modern amenities. You get this new dual screen setup. It's a single unit with two screens, the infotainment and the instrument cluster, 12.3 inches each, and looks good, works beautifully well. In line with modern requirements, it gets Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it gets the MBUX system, so you get a lot of connectivity features. So that adds a lot to the overall operability of the vehicle. But beyond that, when you look at it, it retains that old school charm. It looks good. It looks as if it will stand the test of time. It's solidly built everywhere. And leather, my oh my, just the amount of leather that has been used in this vehicle is hilarious. Not just the seats, not just the dashboard, not just the doors, but even the ceiling has been draped in leather right up till the end. Yeah, I mean, 3.6 crores. That's what money can buy. So yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic looking car. And in terms of space, it's got a lot. Of course, no one's going to buy it to move around people. But when you have people sitting in the back and they're not being tossed around while you're having fun from the driver's seat, there is enough space at the back. And the seats are relatively comfortable. But all of the fun lies in this seat. And that's why you will buy the G63. And that brings us to the most important and the most interesting topic, which is the driving bit. Now, with the facelift, just minor tweaks have been done to the engine. The engine remains the same. It's the 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. But now it also gets a 48-volt mild hybrid system. And when you need, you can have an additional boost of up to about 20 horsepower. It retains the natural power of about 580 horsepower. And yeah, I mean, the gearbox, the 9-speed DCT, that has been retained. You've got these very good looking and good feeling metallic paddle shifters here to take manual control of the transmission. How does it work at the end of the day? It all works fantastically well. And let me tell you, G63 is not a vehicle that's going to win you races on the track. It's not made for that. But take it to a drag strip and it will put many sports cars to shame. And now this new one also gets a launch control system. So once you engage the launch control system, it accelerates with great efficiency and it sort of turns into an aircraft. As you'll see in the video, that is the kind of acceleration you get from the launch control system. And yeah, I mean, in terms of driving experience, the sound, the G63s, it just sounds insane. Those exhausts on the side, they not only look super cool, but they also sound super cool. There's always that deep burble from the V8, even when you're idling or when you're gassing it. And when you're driving, especially in Sports Plus mode with the exhaust flaps open, which you can do that using one of the selectors here on the steering wheel. Once you do that, you are thrown away into oral bliss, because then this is how it sounds. I mean, it's just hilarious. You can keep doing this the entire day. There's no end to it. The G63 is so damn good, it will bring out the kid in you. There's no logic to doing this, there's no reasoning, but you will still want to do it because that's how good the G63 is. It just sounds mental. And the way it drives, it's phenomenal. And that's down to the new suspension. It's a trick suspension. No anti-roll bars. Yes, it's just a very clever system. Hydraulic dampers on each end, and as per the requirement, as per the driving mode that you've selected, the dampening force is automatically controlled by the computers. And well, that just means that this new G63 drives a lot better than the older one. I've driven the older one even around a racetrack, and this is just worlds apart. It just drives so much better. It handles corners in a much better way. Now keep in mind, still it's no sports car, but it's not lazy around corners anymore. It is confident around corners. And on the straight, well, of course, no problem at all. Yes, when you're launching the car, you do have to work the steering a bit because the car does tend to go towards the side. That's the 850 Newton meters of torque. So you just need to control those initial couple of seconds when you're launching it. But once you get that, it's a very stable vehicle to drive, high triple-digit speeds, no problem. And the brakes work really well to bring this behemoth to a standstill. The brakes do a phenomenally good job. The steering feedback is good. The pedals give you a good amount of feedback. Yes, there is considerable body roll, which you would expect from a vehicle of this size and height, but still nothing comes in the way of having fun. And that's what the G63 was all about, and is better now with this new suspension and this brilliant sounding exhaust. The price, well, 3.6 crores. Very expensive. I would say it's an import. So yes, all of those duties make it very expensive. But keep in mind, you might argue that for 3.6 crores, there are cars that are way more faster. Yes, there are cars that could be faster, quicker, sportier, more comfortable. They could be anything. But the one thing they're not, and they can never be, is being the G-Wagen. And that's what this is. Well, if you like the video, please hit that subscribe button and like it, share it as well.